Hello, everyone. I am now live. So I'm here picking up the camera today. As you see from above, it says, "What is whole health?" I feel like this is a really important topic. And this is one of many videos that I think you'll be seeing of me coming up because I'm actually part of a challenge in a Dynamite Entrepreneurs group that I absolutely love. And actually, I will be putting the hashtag later. I forgot the hashtag, but it's coming. And in that group, we're doing a 14-day live video challenge. So some of those videos are going to be on my main Brittany page, which you'll see from yesterday. I did a book giveaway for the book called The Miracle Minded Manager. And today I was really called to talk about whole health. And especially considering this is Whole and Healthy Kitchen, and I'm always talking about helping you to get into that state of whole health, like optimal wellness. I wanted to explain what that is and what that means. So if you're watching this today, maybe put in the comments where you're watching this from. I would love to see kind of like what corners of the world this reaches. And yeah, so just let me know where you're tuning in from below. But before I kind of got into like the definition of what whole health means, I wanted to kind of give a little background of myself, just really short, just so you kind of know why I'm talking about this and why I am able to talk about this. So for me, like my past, I really struggled with binge eating and having an unhealthy relationship with food. I was very overweight. I hated being in the kitchen. I didn't want to cook. Everything was like as fast of food as possible, both in eating it and in making it. And so it was just what it was. I was very unconscious in my relationship to food. But it got to a point where I was recognizing how much suffering I was having and how much I was hurting myself through eating so much food. And so it got to a point where I was done with that suffering. And so I called to God and I asked God, I asked Creator for help. And I was given an answer. And the answer that I was given is that love is the path. And so like, follow me, listen to me. And I was like, okay, whatever this means. And I was led on the path of becoming a life coach. And so the more I studied to become a life coach and the more I learned about hypnosis and neurolinguistics programming and how to use my mind and the power of my soul, I realized, wow, like if I want to heal my relationship to food, I first have to heal my relationship to myself. Like, who am I? Like, who am I, right? And the more I started questioning that, the more I started learning how to use my mind and training my mind and knowing the difference between the ego and spirit in my mind and really starting to heal myself on a root level. Thank you, honey. And I have a 4-year-old. She's off school from strike today. Not right now, honey. Can you give me 2 minutes and I'll come in there? Thank you. And so I was like, wow, there's something to this holistic perspective in realizing that it's not just about what I eat and what I don't eat or how much I move my body or how much I don't move my body. It's literally how I think about myself and how I think about my relationship to food. And when I do that, the most loving thing is to include everyone and everything in that perspective and think about where my food comes from, how does it get to my plate, you know, what hands touched it, is it from a plant or is it from a processing plant, and know that it makes like a really big difference. So I started to take this perspective of like love and nourishment and care to my food. And I was asked at that time as well, since I was like, okay, God, if you have a higher plan for me, show me. I ended up traveling a lot. I was with my partner. We traveled a lot. We went from home to home. People would open us up to their spaces. And I was always like, well, like, how can I serve them? Like they're opening the door to me, they're letting us in, and like how can I help? And it always came back to serving nourishing meals. And so I learned how to cook meals from all over the world, and I learned how to cook them for 2 people or 20 people, and really started to find this flow and this groove and this natural love for being in the kitchen. And so here we are now, 10 years later, and I received the prompts. Well, this was probably 8 years because it's been almost 2 years since I've been doing Whole and Healthy Kitchen here, but received the prompt that I need to take everything that I've been learning about my mind and about spirit and about food and about nutrition and holistic nutrition and package it together to help people to reach the state of whole health. And I was like, okay, let's do that. And as soon as I started to do that, I realized, wow, like this is like my life purpose. This is my life mission. This is what I'm meant to do. And the more I started to do research and be like, okay, who else is doing this? Like, you know, let's connect with all those people who are changing lives in this way. That is when I realized that there's people who are using like whole health, but there's not many definitions on what that means. until I ran into this doctor, and her name is Lisa Rankin, and she gives a really, really, really good definition of what whole health is. And as soon as I read it, I was like, yes, sister, like high-fiving through the internet. Like, this is it. This is how I see it. This is how I've been shown it. This is the state that I work with people one-on-one, in groups, in my courses, like my Kitchen Alchemy course. And I help people to bring all these different, seemingly different aspects of life and bring them together to have this whole and healthy perspective and whole and healthy relationship and whole and healthy state of being, right? So it's a whole rounded perspective. So with that as the backdrop, let me read to you what this definition is, and feel free to, close your eyes and listen. It's just a paragraph, or it's from Lisa Rankin. She's a doctor. It says, what is whole health? Whole health is the scientifically validated, vitally enhancing effects on the body of alignment with the soul in 9 aspects of human life. Those 9 aspects are relationships, work life, purpose, creativity, spirituality, sexuality, finances, environment, mental health, and physical health. When your life choices align with the soul's truth and integrity, your body exits the flight or fight state that results from betraying the soul's truth, and the nervous system reverts to the homeostatic parasympathetic state, or the relaxation response, and the body's natural self-healing mechanisms are optimized, facilitating self-repair. So I'm going to pause for a second. There's a second half of this that I'm going to read as well, but I'm going to pause for a second. And this is so powerful because this is the work that I've been doing for the last 10 years with hypnosis and with like spiritual psychotherapy and with neurolinguistics programming, that I help people to get into that state of the parasympathetic state, the relaxed state. Because when you're calm and you're relaxed, that's literally when you're like a channel of the divine, of the light, of healing, of grace, of creativity, so that you could bring that state of being into your kitchen, into your relationships, into your work environment, into just cleaning your house, into every single aspect of life on earth. And yet I'm always a big advocate that I'm not the healer, that I help people to get in touch with the healer inside themselves so that this can be something natural that they carry with them every single day, not just when they're in a session with me, but every single day. And so with that, from that perspective of that like calm, creative, confident state of mind, we can look on all these aspects of our human life and bring them into alignment with whole health. And that's the point. That's the point of my work. That's the goal that we are here to do together. So to continue, it says, in other words, whole health encompasses not only holistic health and an integrative medicine, but also the mental, emotional, and spiritual health typified by alignment with the soul in all areas of life, which is a prerequisite for optimal health. When you are living your life in alignment with your truth, rather than compromising your truth in exchange for comfort, security, or illusion of certainty, or a set of social norms that may not align with your soul, you make the body ripe for miracles. And if you guys know me as well, like my background is also in Miracles of Mind, right? That's also like a non-for-profit that I have founded and have been part of for many years as well. And what that is like helping our body again to get in touch with the soul aspects of ourselves, not the conditioning, not the ego, not the fear, but getting in touch with the soul aspects of ourselves so that we really can heal us on all levels of our being, so we can show up here as our best self and best serve our families and thus best serve our planet. And if you guys see above in the posts that I write, it's generally centered around the family dynamic, because it's all about not only like helping me to heal and care for myself, but in that helping to care for others' well-being and allowing us to nourish the growing bodies of our children, and to realize like why that's so important. So whole health is so important for all levels of physical, emotional, spiritual, mental health. And so I feel really grateful and really blessed to be in a position to teach this and to share this with people and watch the transformations and healings and miracles and shifts that happen. It's such a beautiful thing. And I love that it's brought into the dynamic of the kitchen, where it's made most practical and most simplified. And I mean, hey, we all got to eat, right? Like, it's not a choice. Like, we have to eat 3 times a day, plus snacks. And so being able to bring this whole health state of mind and state of being and frequency into our relationship with food in the kitchen is essential. So it's like whole and healthy kitchen is almost like the expression of the forgiveness and the change and the healing and the miracles that I've accepted in myself and those that I've given to other people. And this is something that is turning into a movement that is really going to make the difference a big difference in the lives of many on a large scale. So I love that we're at the humble beginnings. I love that you are here and part of this. Thank you for being here. Your comments and your likes and your presence are seen and noticed, and I love you. And there. Bye, everybody. This is who I work for. This little munchkin right here. I love you, babe. So have a good day, everybody. Have a fabulous week. I hope this was helpful in understanding what whole health is and why it's so essential for us to learn about and apply to ourselves and bring to our families. Right? So I hope you have a beautiful day, and we'll talk to you soon. Say bye.
Bye. Bye.